Hi, it's Caitlin from Caitlin Swatches, and I'm here today with some very adorable and very happy nail polishes from Painted Polish. So if you're familiar with Painted Polish, you'll know that they do a great job with sort of these different categories of finishes, and one of them is a nail polish that features black metallic flakes. So today we have a new 8-piece collection that features all pastels with black metallic flakes. The Rainbow Chip Realm Part 1 collection will be available on the Painted Polish website starting May 18th at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And yes, that means there will be a part 2 of this collection, which I'll have a video for in June. I think that's everything you need to know, so let's get into the swatches.
First up from the collection, we have Bananas for You. And Bananas for You is a light yellow crelly base, and it features black metallic flakies, just like all the polishes in this collection. And as you can see, it goes on really well in the first coat. It has a very smooth and even application for a light yellow. But of course, I will recommend 2 coats. This one covers completely, in my perspective, in 2 coats. There's a really good distribution of black flakes, and the base color covers really well too. Honestly, if this didn't have the black flakes, then I would say it would be a beautiful 2-coat light yellow crelly polish. And of course, this will dry with some texture. Those black metallic flakies do have texture to them, but they smooth out with 1 layer of top coat. And the top coat I'm using today is Cuticula Limitless. And this is it with a glossy finish. But I've also applied a matte top coat on my middle finger here, so you can see it glossy on my index and matte on my middle. And here we have Mint Chip Madness, which I feel like is sort of an anticipated color from Painted Polish fans ever since she started creating these black metallic flaky polishes. A lot of you have mentioned how it would be great if she did a mint green crelly that looked like mint chip ice cream, and now we finally have that polish. So just like Bananas for You, this one covers quite well on the first coat, but it will look even better, obviously, when you apply a second coat just to even everything out and get a few more black flakes on the nail. And I will note that I like the distribution of the black flakes. It's very, very even with all of these polishes, but I personally don't think it's too many. It's the right amount for me. So once again, this covers completely in 2 coats. As you can see, those black flakes leave a bit of texture behind. So top coat away, whether you're using a glossy or a matte top coat, it will take care of that texture. And you will see this one when it dries down to its matte finish in a second. But I can't decide if I prefer this one glossy or matte, and I think I might prefer it matte. It just looks more like ice cream. Here we have Just Peachy, which is a really pretty peach crelly base, and it of course has the black metallic flakes in it. As you can see, this one goes on perfectly in the first coat. This one had a really, really good formula. And I really like the shade of peach. It kind of reminds me of Tiger Tail ice cream, but I don't think it's orange enough to qualify for that. And I'm not sure if Tiger Tail ice cream is a Canadian thing, but I remember always wanting it when I was a kid, but I didn't actually like the way it tasted. So anyway, this polish covers beautifully in 2 coats, as you can see, and this one had a really, really good formula in particular. I don't know why, but it almost gave me opacity on the first coat. So again, Painted Polish has a fantastic formula. It's like pretty much guaranteed that you're going to have an amazing formula when you buy and wear a Painted Polish. It's just honestly the best. And here it is, glossy. I do like this one glossy. It's interesting to me how I prefer some glossy and prefer others matte, but this one to me, I prefer glossy. Moving along, we have Cotton Candy Crush, and this one is described as a light pink curly base with the black metallic flakes, and I just love the shade of pink. I think it's so pretty. I kind of wish all of these polishes were available without the black flakes, just because I think they're the most beautiful cream shades ever, and they have such a good formula. But of course the black flakes are a really cute accent. And as you can see, this one is opaque in 2 coats, and I just absolutely love the combination in particular here of the pink base and those black flakes. I think it's a really pretty contrast. And you can see here what I mean about the texture. The black flakes definitely stick out compared to the base polish, but again, a good top coat like the Cuticula Limitless top coat will take care of any texture. And I'm also using the Cuticula Cloud Cover Matte top coat if anyone is curious. So as you can see, it also does a good job of smoothing everything out. And here we have Lilac Lush, and lilacs are just starting to bloom where I live, and they're honestly one of my favorite flowers. They smell so beautiful, and I just love to savor lilac season. And this polish is, of course, a lilac curly base, and it's a beautiful shade of sort of a light pastel purple. And this one covers completely in 2, as you can see. It again has a fantastic formula, no complaints with any of these. In terms of removal, the black flakes are flakes rather than glitter, so they do require more effort to remove than, say, a shimmer polish or a linear hollow or a cream, but they're by no means difficult to remove. Much easier to remove than a glitter polish. It just might require a tiny bit more effort, as any flaky polish would. So here it is, glossy, but I have a feeling I like this one better matte for some reason. I'm not sure why. It might be a bit of a tie, but I think I prefer it matte. And here I wanted to do a comparison with Rogue Lacquer Grape Clouds on my middle finger and the painted polish on my index, because Rogue put out a series of black flakies, and I found that the painted polish had just a touch fewer black flakes compared to the Rogue Lacquer. So that's information you can do with what you will. And moving on, we have Teal or No Teal, and this one is a light teal curly base with black metallic flakes. This is a really pretty shade of teal. It's very sort of watery. I don't know why it makes me think of the ocean, but I think it's a really pretty color. And once again, super easy formula to work with. Really great distribution of those black flakes, and I'm just having a lot of fun with these polishes because I think that they're really beautiful, and I love how versatile these polishes will be when it comes to nail art. I'm picturing gradients, I'm picturing just straight up Skittles. There are 8 pieces in this collection, so you can do 4 on one hand, 4 on the other, and then duplicate some of the colors on your thumbs if that's what you want. But yeah, I just think that this is a really fun collection, and I really enjoyed swatching it. So hopefully you're enjoying watching me swatch it for you. And back to this color, as you can see, totally opaque in 2 coats. And I think I prefer this one glossy, but it's honestly a bit of a tie. I was surprised how much I like these polishes matte. And here I'm comparing Teal or No Teal with another Rogue Lacquer Cookie Monster from last summer. In terms of the flaky distribution, they're pretty close again, and the colors are slightly different. And here we have Sky High. So Sky High is a sky blue Crelly base, and this one I will have a comparison of all the blues and teals in this collection for you at the end of my video. The one complaint I do have about the collection is that I think it went much too heavy on the blues and teals. I think it really needed just one, but there's three. They're all pretty close. I don't think the collection needed all three of them, but you know, they're here. Now you just have an option of choosing which one you want the most if you don't want to buy the entire collection. So this one, for whatever reason, it seemed like it had a more sparse distribution of black flakes, which I kind of really liked. It seemed like there were only small ones that I got on my nail, and I really like how that looked. Hopefully I'm not just going blind, but you can tell what I'm saying when I say that this one looks a little more sparse and the distribution looks a little onto the smaller side of flakes instead of some of the larger ones. But this one I think I prefer glossy. And the last one in the collection is this one, which is Posh and Periwinkle. And this one is a really pretty shade of periwinkle. It's sort of a cross between a purple and a blue. It's got that dusty undertone to it, and it's a really sophisticated color in my opinion. And again, this one has fantastic coverage in one coat, but I will recommend two. I love that this collection only really requires 2 coats. I don't see anyone needing 3 unless you polish in extremely thin coats, but I think most people are going to be able to get away with 2 coats, which is a great way to do a quick mani without having to go beyond those 2 coats. And once it dries down, again, textured, but the top coat takes care of it, and I just love the Cuticula top coat. I love all of their bases and top coats, so I can't recommend them enough, and I will link the shop down in the description. And I actually think, for whatever reason, I prefer this one matte. I think it just makes the color stand out a little bit more. And here I wanted to do the bottles of Posh and Periwinkle, which you just saw first. In the middle is Sky High, and then we have Teal or No Teal. So you can see that they're different, but I, in my opinion, just felt like for an 8-piece collection, it didn't need so many of these sort of blue shades, but they are different, and I'm curious to hear which one of these blue shades you might like best, and if you're planning on picking up the collection, if you'll pick them all up or just one.
I do think all of those polishes are very sweet, and if I had to pick a favorite, it would probably be Mint Chip Madness, just because I've, in the back of my head, been wanting a polish like this from Painted Polish for a very long time. So it's exciting to finally have it, and I love mint chip ice cream, so who doesn't also want nail polish that makes your fingertips look like mint chip ice cream? I also think Bananas for You is really cute because it kind of reminds me of a banana that's getting speckled and maybe a bit overripe, but usually that's when they're most delicious, or at least, you know, you can soon make banana bread with it. So let me know in the comments what you think of this collection, and let me know if you're planning on picking any of these polishes up, and I hope you have a great day wherever you are. Bye!